What is up, YouTube? It is your boy NMR Sports here, coming back at you with another MLB video, and today we're going to be talking about my updated power rankings for week 3 of the MLB season. Who went way up, who went way down. A lot of cool stuff to talk about this week. I'm very excited about it. But first, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below. If this is your first time at the channel, we talk about MLB every single day of the week, whether that's a video, whether that's a watch party stream. So be sure to turn on post notifications to be notified when our videos and streams go live. And leave a like on this video. Help it reach some more baseball fans. I want to know what your favorite team is down in the comment section. And let me know if I have them too high or if I have them too low in my power rankings. So without further ado, let's get into the video and start talking about the number 30 team in Major League Baseball. And as you probably saw in the thumbnail, we have a new team at number 30. Unfortunately for Washington Nationals fans, when you drop a series like that to the Pirates, I can't have you higher than the Pirates. Washington Nationals drop into number 30. And the thing is, I think they probably have, you know, at least a top 20 lineup, but their pitching is so atrocious, man. They had the lead in almost every single game against the Pirates, and then they blew it every single time. I don't know what to think about this team. I like Josiah Gray. That's about it. I don't really like anybody else in that rotation or pitching staff as a whole. And I love their lineup. I love Keeper Ruiz. I love Juan Soto, obviously. You gotta love that guy. Josh Bell's pretty solid. Nelson Cruz obviously is a legend, so all these this lineup is really good. I just do not like the pitching staff at all, and that's why I got them at the number 30 spot, followed closely by the Pirates. The Pirates, just a bad team. Like, this might be the only week of the MLB season I have them at the 29 spot, but for this week I had to punish the Nationals by putting them at 30. Good for the Pirates. Round of applause for getting out of the number 30 hole. Good for them. Up at 28, we have a team that has a terrible record, but has actually been playing a lot better than the record would state. That is the Baltimore Orioles. I still don't think they're a great team. I don't think they're going to win a lot of games, and it's going to be tough in the AL East to do so. But I think they've been playing a little better. They played the Rays really tough. They beat the Yankees one of the games and played them really tough last night. Overall, I think they've been playing a little bit better than they are on paper. One team that has not been playing better than they are on paper, that is the Cincinnati Reds, down at 27 this week. Not a huge fan of that team overall. Don't really have a lot of bright spots on that roster outside of Hunter Green and maybe Tyler Stevenson. So not a huge fan of the Reds, but yeah, that's why I got them at the 27 spot. Up at 26, we have an overachieving team right now, and that is the Arizona Diamondbacks, headlined by their ace for now. We'll call him an ace. Merrill Kelly. Merrill Kelly, 9 1/3 innings pitched to start the season. Goose egg, 0 earned runs so far this season. The pitching, starting pitching has been a little bit better than advertised. The lineup has been, it's been okay. You know, not scoring a ton of runs, but enough runs to win. They beat the Astros, and they didn't get swept by the Astros, I should say. They also didn't get swept by the Mets, so, you know, I call that a W. I think they've been playing a little bit better than what was expected of them this season. All right, moving on to 21 through 25. At 25, we've got the Oakland A's, and I think the A's have been playing a little bit better than I expected them to this season. They beat the Rays, I believe, 3 out of 4, which is crazy. They beat the Blue Jays yesterday. I don't think they're a great team still, but that lineup has been better than advertised. Christian Pache is raking right now. Sheldon, I believe it's called, his name's Noisy. Sheldon Noisy's been raking. Sean Murphy's been hitting very well. That whole lineup, even Jed Lowry's been hitting some home runs. So they've been hitting very well, and the pitching staff has been doing just enough to get the job done. Lou Trevino had a nice save last night, and overall, this team has just been better than they advertised. I really hope that they suck so the Angels can get some free victories, but right now, man, I don't know. The A's look a little bit better than I expected them to so far. Over at 24, we got the Kansas City Royals. Kansas City Royals are just like the definition of mediocre. I don't love their lineup. I don't love their pitching, but I don't hate either of those either. So 24 seems like a good spot for them. Over at 23, we have one of the bigger fallers of this, going down 3 spots. That is the Texas Rangers. Obviously, as an Angels fan, I got to see them play the last 3 games, and my God, they might have the worst pitching staff in baseball. They have one of the best lineups. Their lineup's probably at least top 15, if not top 12, top 10. But their pitching, I think their pitching legitimately might be the worst in baseball. I can't really point to any team where I can solidly say they have a worse pitching staff than the Texas Rangers. I think they have the 30th best pitching staff in all of baseball. So that's why I got them at number 23. Just above them, I have the Chicago Cubs. They have not impressed me at all this week. I believe they dropped 2 of 3 to the Pirates, and then they have not looked good against the Colorado Rockies. So overall, 22. I think I didn't move them at all, so keeping them at 22. I did move the Minnesota Twins down 2 spots, though. They have not looked great against the good competition they've faced, which is the Dodgers and the Red Sox. But I will say their starting pitching has been a little bit of a bright spot for this team. So I do like the Twins starting pitching at the moment. I don't know how sustainable it is, but hey, good start for them at least. Okay, moving on to number 16 through 20. Up at 20, we've got the Detroit Tigers. I think the Tigers are slightly better than the Minnesota Twins at the moment. I like their bullpen a little bit better. I like their pitching a little bit better. I don't know if I like their lineup better, but I think overall they're a better team than the Minnesota Twins. So that's why I got them at number 20. And the surprise team to start the season, that is the Colorado Rockies. 6-2 record, tied with the Dodgers and the Giants so far for the NL West lead. Do I think it's sustainable? Absolutely not. This is just a fluke start to the season, but they look really good right now. As far as the bad teams go, I think the Rockies are one of the best bad teams in baseball. Now up at 18 and 17, we got 2 teams that can pitch but can't hit to save their lives. If I'm being honest, I think the Guardians look a little bit better than the Brewers right now. I might have to switch those two. But both of these teams, it's kind of crazy because the Guardians, I'm really stoked about. I'm like, wow, you made it all the way up to 18. Congratulations. And then the Brewers, I'm very disappointed in. I'm like, how the hell did you fall all the way to 17? Their hitting just looks absolutely atrocious, which we knew about. And the bottom of the rotation has not been carrying the same weight it was last season. Woodruff looked good in his second start. Corbin Burns looked good in his second start. Outside of that, though, Freddie Peralta struggled a lot. Adrian Hauser struggled a lot. I can't remember their 5th guy, whatever his name is. But anyways, overall, that bottom of the rotation has struggled mightily, and then the top of the rotation is not good enough to get them to the playoffs. So it's going to be a very big struggle for the Brewers this season. Hopefully they can trade and acquire some bats or something, but right now it is not looking good for them. They could be a suitor for a team that could sign Michael Conforto possibly. So yeah, like I said, I might flip-flop these. The Guardians have been hitting a lot better, and their pitching, obviously, we already knew was good. Steven Kwan's coming on. He's been fantastic. Jose Ramirez is playing like an MVP candidate. Owen Miller has been very good for them. So overall, it's going to be the unsung heroes for that team if they can make a push and potentially challenge the White Sox for the first place in the AL Central. Next, I got the Miami Marlins. I'm not losing faith in the Miami Marlins. I know their record is bad to start the season, but I still like that team. I love their rotation. The bullpen's been solid. The hitting is just what needs to come along, and I think it will. Jesus Sanchez has looked really good, but outside of him, there haven't been a whole lot of bright spots on that team. Hopefully they come together soon, so keeping them at 16 for now. All right, moving on to 15 through 11 here. We are getting to the home stretch now, the top half of the league, and one of the most league average teams I feel like right now is the Boston Red Sox. I don't love their pitching. I do really like their lineup, but for now, I feel like they're playing as a league average team. At the moment, I would take all of these teams I have above them over them. Just haven't really impressed me that much. They have struggled a lot, especially with that pitching staff, and now that Chris Sale is going to be down for an extended period of time. I'm not sure how I feel about their pitching staff at the moment, and the lineup has not impressed me. Like I said, I think they're a worse lineup than they were last year, and obviously last year they had one of the best lineups in baseball, so 15 feels like a good spot for the Red Sox. They might move up. They're not a bad team. I think they could definitely challenge all of these teams above them, but for now I got them at 15. Next at 14, we got the San Diego Padres. The San Diego Padres, I really like the rotation, but their bullpen is just so disgustingly bad. I can't stand it. That's why I got them in the 14 spot. Next, we got 13. We got my own Anaheim Angels. The Angels bullpen has looked phenomenal. The rotation has looked really good. And now the lineup's starting to come together against the terrible Rangers bullpen they've been facing. Hopefully they can sustain that versus some of the better teams they're going to be facing. They got another series against Houston coming up. And after that, I think they play the Orioles. So we'll see what happens with the Angels. Right now, I got them in the number 13 spot. Just like I said, all season, I've pretty much had these two married together. The Angels and the Mariners are very similar teams. I feel like the Mariners lineup isn't really doing enough right now to put them in a top 10 conversation, but I will say their pitching staff has impressed me a ton. I love Matt Brash. Looks good. He just had that one weird start in the pouring rain against the White Sox. What are you going to do with that one? So overall, I think the Mariners pitching has looked really good. I just need to see a little bit more of their pitching in order to, a little bit more of their hitting in order to move them up any higher. And the Philadelphia Phillies, I kept right where they were. I don't think they did anything to make me think they were better than last week, but I also don't think they did anything to make me think they were worse than last week. So still got them at the number 11 spot. They can hit the cover off the ball. I just don't know about their bullpen as well as their defense. Moving on to our top 10, we've got number 7 through 10 here, all the way down at number 10 after an atrocious week against the, what did I have them as? The 26th best team in baseball. That is the Tampa Bay Rays. The Tampa Bay Rays just looked really, really bad this last week. They dropped, I think, at least 2 to the White Sox so far. They dropped 3 games to the Oakland A's. They just have not looked good this last week. I think they will improve, but the pitching has been atrocious, and that's scaring me because I know they don't have a lot of big names, but usually they do very well with not a lot of big names. But for now, I got them barely sneaking in the top 10, down from number 2 at last week. Up at number 9, we've got the St. Louis Cardinals. The St. Louis Cardinals move up 1 spot. I do like what I saw from Steven Matz this week, and their pitching looked a little bit better. That lineup is still great. That defense is still great, so got them in the number 9 spot at the moment. Up at number 8, we got the New York Yankees. I know the Yankees have been a little bit shaky, but I still like their lineup. I still like their bullpen. I'm really impressed by their starting pitching, actually. Luis Severino's looking like an ace again. Garrett Cole's, he's been all right. He's the only thing that's really scaring me about their rotation right now. Jamison Tyone had a good start, which I was really surprised about. And even Jordan Montgomery's looked pretty good to start the year. So overall, I do like the Yankees pitching staff, and their lineup is obviously going to score runs. So number 8 for the Yankees. Down at number 7, I moved them down just a little bit, just 1 spot. That is the Atlanta Braves. The Atlanta Braves, I'm not really sure how to feel about them. I like their lineup. I love their bullpen. No, I love their rotation. I just don't know how I feel about their bullpen right now. It's been a little shaky. They did have a very tough time beating the Washington Nationals, who I have as the 30th best team in baseball right now. So if you're going to be a top 10, a top 5 team, you have to dominate teams like the Washington Nationals, and I don't think the Braves got it done. So that's another big reason why I moved them down to 7. Moving on to numbers 4 through 6 here. Down at number 6, we got the Toronto Blue Jays. The bullpen has really, really scared me a little bit this week for the Toronto Blue Jays. Still love their lineup. The rotation's going to come together, but that bullpen is scaring me. Julian Merriweather gave up a go-ahead home run in the 9th inning to the A's yesterday, and overall that bullpen's just been a little bit shaky outside of Jordan Romano to start the season. So down at number 6. Up at number 5, the Chicago White Sox have been an absolute tear this last week. I believe I moved them down to 8 last week, but all the way up at number 5. They look very, very good. 6-2 record to start the season. Definitely gonna beat the crap out of all those teams in the in a weak AL Central division. Up at number 4, we got the San Francisco Giants. Carlos Rodon looks like an early Cy Young candidate. Anthony DeSclafani's been pitching pretty well. Alex Cobb has been pitching very well. Every single pitcher they have has been pitching very well, and their offense has been doing just enough. They just basically picked up right where they left off last season. The Giants are going to make the playoffs, and I think they're going to win the NL West still. I really do. I think they look better than the Dodgers. However, obviously I have the Dodgers ranked above them, so I'm kind of hypocritical there. But hey, we're all hypocritical. We're sports fans. Anyways, Giants at number 4 right now. Probably going to be in the top 3 after next week. All right, and the top 3 teams in baseball here. We got the Houston Astros, the New York Mets, and the Los Angeles Dodgers. All 3 of these teams have been dominant to start the season. They have scary pitching. They have scary offense. And, defense is tough. Anyways, the Houston Astros have just impressed me all across the board. Their starters have looked great. Their bullpen's been solid. The defense has been a little shaky, I'll be honest, and their lineup is still very, very good when it's healthy. They have had a little bit injury concerns with guys like Yordan Alvarez, and then I think Yuli Gurriel's wife had a baby or something, so he was out for a little bit. So, have the Astros at number 3. The New York Mets, without Jacob deGrom, possibly have the best rotation in baseball still. Tyler McGill, the only other guy outside of, who's the other dude we were talking about? The only other guy outside of Merrill Kelly who has more than 9 innings pitched and 0 earned runs allowed to start the season as a starter. obviously, what's his name? He looks really good over there. Max Scherzer looks really good. Chris Bassett looks really good. That whole rotation has been lights out. I really like it. The bullpen's been a little shaky, I'll be honest, but the lineup's been great. Lindor looks like he's back in MVP form. Pete Alonso looks great. That entire lineup looks great. I just really, really, really like this team. Without a doubt, they're going to win the National League East in my mind. And, yeah, I have as the number 2 team in baseball right now. And then at number 1, the Los Angeles Dodgers. I just can't look at that team and not put them number 1. Like I said, I like the Giants more than I like the Dodgers, but I just can't not put this team at number 1 right now. If you can put anybody above them right now, good for you, but I just can't. Their team is so good. Even guys like Tyler Anderson and Andrew Heaney are looking good in their rotation. The bullpen's been lights out. The lineup looks good. Everything about that team looks fantastic. So Dodgers at number 1, Mets at number 2, Astros at number 3, and that is going to do it for our power rankings for week 3. Let me know if you disagree or agree down in the comments. Let me show you the numbers 1 through 30 one more time. So there you have it, numbers 1 through 30. Let me know if you agree or disagree down in the comments section below. Leave a like on this video, help it reach some more baseball fans. I appreciate you guys watching, and as always, have a great rest of your day. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you guys all in the next one.